In this video, I want to talk about something called next level leadership. What is next level leadership? Think about the way that you currently lead or that you've seen other people lead. There's some pretty major distinctions between kind of typical status quo leadership and next level leadership. And this, is applying particularly in the work world. And I'm using a particular framing around next level leadership, thinking of it more in terms of kind of self-determining leadership from vertical development. But it applies everywhere, right? So basically, typical leadership is status quo, right? Same old, trying the same things over and over again. It's deferring to other people's authority and just maybe using best practices and following procedures and kind of avoiding discomfort and staying in a comfort zone. These are all strategies of typical leadership, right? And there's a place for that. But most of the places that it's a very limited way to lead. And so next level leadership actually starts to take ownership of one's experience, seeing every challenge as an opportunity, every mistake or failure as full of lessons to learn for continuous improvement. All progress is more important than perfection. Delegation to people is not, deferring authority. It's actually delegating is providing dignity to someone else and freeing up time for myself. Prioritization is something that enables more effective achievement of work. And it's a next level leader sees that it's less about just getting the tasks done and more about achieving the overall goal. And strategy, the big picture goals and the vision, actually it guides tactics, right? So being able to step back and see the strategy guides tactics. Also, a next level leader sees that there are many ways to achieve a goal and that conflicts between people are inevitable and they're opportunities to work better together because it's really important to leverage the strengths and the difference of opinion and find the best way forward, right? So here's a few examples that illustrate this. Maybe, a coworker is avoiding you. What do you do? Typical leaders just avoid that person back or just go to find that person and get something from them and leave really quickly. A next level leader would actually be curious, start to ask questions, and then maybe approach the person to try to find common ground, right? Asking questions as to what motivates that person, trying to develop that relationship. Here's another example. A project has sort of hit a wall. You can't progress in a project. Something's stuck for some reason. Typical leaders would either try to force the project through or find someone to blame or just say, look, I told you so, and then go about their day trying to get back to their comfort zone as quickly as possible. A next level leader will look at first, how did they contribute to it? So how did I contribute to the project that's being stuck? And then starting to ask questions about, what are we learning here? What does this tell us about my own capacity, about all of our capacities, and about the culture, maybe about the systems? How can we use this as a learning opportunity? Another example, maybe you spend hours and hours and hours preparing for a presentation. You stress yourself out, and you do this all the time, right? You're up late, you caffeinate yourself. A typical leader would actually justify spending so much time and overworking and over planning and over preparing, justifying hurting their own physical well-being and health and hurting their family when they don't see them very much. A next level leader would actually put in systems to help them make progress every day in advance of the timeline, of the deadline, and also learn to know what is a must-have and a nice-to-have. What is something that they actually need to do? What's something they can delegate or just ditch altogether, right? Next level leader can prioritize. Also, another typical challenge that leaders face is getting stuck with too much to do, or just having too much tactical work. Sometimes people and even their boss says you wasted your time and they give you more work, right? That's a typical leadership challenge. Next level leaders, they actually take a step back, zoom out, and ask, what do I really have to do here? What are my actual goals? What does the company, the organization need from me the most? What's urgent? What's important? And then tailor their daily tactics and their daily work according to that strategic vision, right? So basically, all in all, typical leaders just repeat the same actions over and over, hoping that the next time will make it better. They defer authority to other people and focus on tactical activities over actual effectiveness and achievement. So I hope this is helpful just to keep that distinction as we look at what are some of the ways to develop next level leadership. And in a separate video, I'll share some of those ways of how to become a next level leader. Thanks.